Welcome back. Thank you for checking out this bonus episode of the 12 Kyle podcast. I am your boy, 12 Kyle. Check this out. I was thinking the other day, like, as I've gotten older, right? There's some things that, I'm just not a fan of. And I'm not a hater by any stretch of the imagination, but I like what I like. And then there's some things that I just don't like. And then there's some things that's kind of like in the middle, but not really in the middle, but I'm just not a fan of. Maybe that's just my way of saying, like, I don't like it, but I'm not, going to go out my way to tell you that I don't like it, but I'm just not a fan of. And I just started rattling off some things that I'm not a fan of. And I was like, this might be a podcast. Let me just vent for a second. I am not a fan of loud music. I'm not. I'm not a fan of loud music, particularly coming through cars. When you were younger, again, I think less things bother you. You probably get more used to things that you probably shouldn't be used to. But like, yeah, man, loud music, like dudes just riding down the street. Come on, hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear that shit. I was at the gas station the other day, man, and I'm just chilling, and I'm pumping my gas in my Nissan Sentra. Shout out to King Germ, who does not have a Nissan Sentra. He has a Bentley. But anyways, I'm pumping my gas in my 89 Sentra, and this dude comes up, and I mean, like, he's got bass, and then it's a lot of cussing in the songs. I'm like, dude, like, I'm here, so it's not it's bothering me, but it's not bothering me. But like, what if my kid was right here? You know what I mean? Like, what if some other kids were out here? Nobody wants to hear all that cussing, all that stuff like that. And I know I sound like the old man on Get Off My Lawn, but damn it, that's what this episode is. I mean, I'm just not a fan of that. I've never really been a big fan, as much as I love music and as much as I love hip hop. I've never been a big fan of loud. Like, I don't want to be in the car and the music be loud. I want to be able to hear the music. I've never been one to turn my volume up way past 10 either. I keep my music at a pretty decent decibel. What else? Definitely not a fan of the social media tags. It's probably more annoying than anything else. So what I mean by social media tags, like, if you create a Facebook post, right, and you want me to see it, if the Facebook post don't have anything to do with me, don't tag me on it. I mean, like, if it's a picture and I'm in the picture, yeah, tag me on it. But if it's a joke, don't tag me on the joke. And here's the thing, what's interesting about Facebook, I'm on there enough to where, in the way the algorithms work, if you post your joke there, I'm probably going to see it at some point, because it's very little that I don't see when I'm on there. Now, if I'm not on there for a couple of days, it just is what it is. But yeah, man, I don't like tags. I don't get tagged as much on Twitter. Well, I don't get tagged at all on Twitter. Instagram is cool. And I don't get tagged on Instagram either, but Facebook is it's annoying. Oh, and the Facebook poke, I think they went away with it, but the Facebook poke it was annoying as shit. And I had one or two people who used to poke me all the time, and I almost blocked them. Just for poking me. Don't poke me, man. I ain't 7. What else I'm not a fan of? Definitely not a fan of gossipy men. Definitely not a fan of gossipy men. And more specifically, gossipy men in sports. Sports has really gotten out of hand these last 5-10 years with all of this gossip, man. It is so annoying. It is beyond annoying. I understand, yeah, there's things that you have to report. I get it, right? If the quarterback's getting traded, you got to report that. But some of this other stuff, some of this other ancillary stuff, some of this stuff is very TMZ-ish, if you will. I don't want to hear that stuff, man. Like, I'll use Kevin Durant as an example. I want to know what he does on the basketball court. Who's he sleeping with, or what, Instagram model he got pregnant? I don't care. Who cares? And I mean, like, these grown ass men take this information and they run with it and they put it out on social media. And here's the thing about social media. I always say that the downside of social media. There's no accountability. So you could say whatever about me on social media. I can't sue you basically unless I can prove it's liable. And then two, if it's a lie, hell, it's going to be a while before the truth ever comes out. If the truth ever comes out. And you know the old saying, a lie gets halfway around the world while the truth is at home putting on his shoes. It is what it is. So yeah, gossipy men in sports, man, I don't like it. And I mean, like, just talk about sports, man. Keep it on the sports. If you want to talk about the personal stuff that goes along with people, okay, I get it to some degree. But at the end of the day, who cares? I don't care who's sleeping with who. I don't care who stabbed this one in the back for the job. Just talk about sports, man. Let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it on sports. Because some of these gossipy sports people, sports fans, sports commentators, sports analysts, they are way worse than the Wendy Williams and the TMZs and the shade rooms could ever be. Please believe it. Not a fan of pictures of plates, particularly on paper plates. I don't know, man. The last 10, 15 years, there's been this phenomenon of taking pictures of your food. I don't ever take pictures of my food. I think I've done it maybe twice, maybe on social media. But, why take a picture of your food, especially if you're not sharing it with me? Unless you're a chef or something like that. No, don't share it. You got a steak. Okay, cool. That's cool. But you got your steak. That's cool. I got a problem with that. I don't really have much problem with you taking a picture. It's not something I would do, but okay, do you. But don't take pictures on a paper plate. Come on, man. And I know you're probably thinking that people don't judge you, but I do judge you for paper plates. And that's not to say that I'm too good to eat off paper plates, because I eat off paper plates all the time. But you will never, ever catch me taking a picture of any food item on a paper plate. Not going to happen. What else not a fan of? Not a fan of the reply all button. And people who overly use it, particularly at work. I ain't a fan at all. And that's the thing. I don't understand. Like, if somebody sends out a message, if I need to respond to the original sender, I'm going to reply to him or her. There's no need for me to reply to everybody. And we had a situation the other day where they were talking about pets, and somebody took a picture of their dog and they sent it to everybody in the group at work. And let's just say the group at work is 100 people. And so everybody was a hit and reply. Oh, that's such a beautiful dog. Okay, no. Next thing I know, I got 25 emails of cute dog, smiley face. Oh, he's adorable. He's such a stinker. Man, get that shit out of here. Reply to the person who sent it. I don't want to see that. Was the dog cute? Yes, but I didn't need to see that. I didn't need to see your email about it. Reply all, man. I don't understand. I remember one time at work, not where I work now, but an older company, probably about 5-10 years ago. They sent out an email and said, don't hit reply all. So somebody hit reply all in their response. And then somebody said, well, hey, you need to shut up. And then somebody else said, hey, you need to shut up. And it was going back and forth. And then somebody said, hey, stop hitting reply all, while hitting reply all. Man, this went on for like 2 hours. I had 85 emails. It was downright comical. But I was tired of the emails. And you know how it is at work. You can't turn them things off. You can close out your email, but I mean, the emails are still coming. So yeah, I'm not a fan of reply all. definitely not a fan of bedwear in public. I don't know when this became cool. I don't know when this became the thing to do. Please stop doing it. Please. It's whack. Whack as hell, to be honest. And that goes for pajamas, footsies, slippers, house shoes, bonnets, rollers. Come on, man. If you're dressed for bed, go to bed. Nobody wants to see your bedclothes outside of your house. You don't even want to see your bedclothes outside of your house. So why are you going up in Publix where shopping is a pleasure with your house shoes on, man? Come on, man. Slides is different. Slides is basically a flip-flop. But no, I'm not talking about slides. I'm talking about bedroom shoes. I'm talking about pajamas. Come on, man. Stop it. Not a fan of cats. Never been a fan of cats. In fact, I hate cats. I think I told this story before. My cousin Asia, when she moved into our house, when I was in high school, she had a cat. Cat's name was Spunky. I couldn't stand Spunky. Spunky couldn't stand me. And every chance I got when Asia wasn't around, I'd kick Spunky. I remember one day I did something. Oh, here's the thing. Spunky would only come around because you had to open his food, you had to use the electric can opener. So it would make a sound. Zzz. So anytime you touch it, he would, just like any other animal, he would know that it meant it was time for him to eat. So I didn't matter where he was in the house. So one day I said, because somebody told me, they said, man, cats always land on their feet if you throw them in the air. I was like, really? Word? And y'all forgive me. I couldn't have been no more than about 15, 16. And so I hit the can opener. Bzzz. So here comes Spunky. He comes running to the bowl or whatever like that. And I grab him. And I'm holding him. And I said, well, let me just toss him in the air. I flipped him. And Spunky landed on his neck. Man, that shit was hilarious. He was okay. But, he probably had to go to the blue tent. He was probably in a concussion protocol for a couple of days, but he was all right. But yeah, not a fan of cats. Not a fan of long videos either. If you send me a video, if you send me a joke, my friends know this. If you send me something, it better not be longer than 3 minutes. Because here's the thing. I don't have time to sit there and try to figure out what the joke is. If you send me a meme, that's cool. If you send me a joke, that's cool. But I don't want to sit through your YouTube video of you trying to get to the point of a joke. If you're not Chris Rock, if you're not Dave Chappelle, if you're not one of my favorite comedians, not Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor, stop it. Don't send it to me. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete it. And I may not respond. I don't do long videos. I just don't. What else? Along with the music, I don't like loud exhaust pipes. These cars that are souped up and everything like that and do. Man, them joints are annoying. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah, not a fan. I'm not a fan of what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, not a fan of arguing the question. What I mean by that is, you ever had somebody ask you a question and then you give them the answer and then they question why you gave them the answer as if to be combative so they can argue about it? Case in point, I'm just randomly going to use this. If you say, hey, 12 Kyle, who do you like better, Tupac or Biggie? I say Biggie. And they respond, well, why don't you like Tupac? What's wrong with Tupac? You asked me a question. You can't get, and it's funny because I had to tell Cameron this one day. I said, you can't get mad at me because I answered the question. You asked me the question. I just didn't give you the answer that you were looking for. That's a you problem, not me, because I did what I was supposed to do. You asked me a question. I gave you an answer. And in that same scenario, you telling me about Tupac and all of his accomplishments, not going to change my mind. I told you I like Biggie better than Tupac. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that stuff. Just not a fan. And it's okay not to be a fan of stuff. And maybe I just really don't like it, but I haven't gotten to the point where I'm going to tell people I don't like that. But I'm definitely not a fan. And if you're listening to this podcast and you're doing some of these things and you know me, just know I'm not a fan. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out this bonus edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. The podcast drops every Thursday at midnight. From time to time, we drop bonus episodes just like this one on Sundays at midnight. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on all streaming platforms, wherever you get your podcast. Give us some feedback as well. If you can leave a comment on YouTube, you can leave a comment on Spotify. Whatever you want to do, we are here for it. Follow us on the socials, Instagram, Twitter X, Facebook, everywhere that you can find the 12 Kyle podcast. Follow us there as well. And if you feel so inclined, you want to throw us a couple of dollars, we will take it. $TWELVEKYLE. Again, that's going to do it for me. I am your boy 12 Kyle. Thank you for checking out this bonus edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'll catch you guys next time. 5G.